really wanted to like it, guys.
You're videotaping the show. On you.
Before I start, I just have to say, hear me out. I get that this is going to be an incredibly hot take, and one that most people probably won't agree with, but I didn't really like Frozen 2, and I really wanted to. I was all aboard in the first half. The jokes, every single joke that they did landed for me hard. Characterization, mwah, I loved seeing how Olaf was being all angsty and trying to be philosophical. Kristoff was a cutie, as always, but as the movie progressed, I was just not feeling it as much anymore. And here's why. Before I get into all my really harsh criticisms, to be honest, I am going to say what I liked about the movie. Of course, the musical aspect was amazing. I loved Into the Unknown and all the songs in the beginning. This is gonna be, I guess it was a compliment leading into a criticism, but it started to kind of remain the same for me. The variety of the songs in the beginning was great. When Ben and I heard Kristoff's song, we immediately thought of Elton John. We loved the montage. It was very playful and fun. But as the movie went on, the songs kind of just tried to mimic that Let It Go serious vibe. Regardless though, this is supposed to be the compliment section. The music was very good. Another thing I really liked was the visuals. The visuals were stunning. I loved seeing the water horse. That was just really pretty. I really thought that I was going to go into this movie and enjoy it even more than I enjoyed Frozen. Unfortunately, the mood and the tone and the storytelling shifted kind of halfway through. I love that it started with a flashback. The mom song was amazing. The movie started to go south with me during Into the Unknown. I love the song, but the fact that Elsa hears this voice and is just so unfazed by it, she really didn't question herself that much at all. We get thrown into the plot of the movie a lot quicker than I thought, because you'd think for someone who was told to conceal for so long, even after a year or two of being queen, you'd think she'd have more questioning and more of an internal battle. Elsa's problems in this movie were downplayed a lot with, oh, but I have magic and I trust myself. There was even a piece of dialogue that just felt really weird to me. Anna was like, are you sure about this? And Elsa said, my magic knows. And Anna completely accepted that as an answer. I was waiting for Elsa to trust this sound, this voice, and for it to be another Han situation, which I thought would be wonderful. But instead, the twist that we got was that the grandpa was the bad guy, which, no shit. I mean, the people of the forest, to me, kind of was a parallel with Native Americans, with how spiritual they are and how much they look to nature. And then you have a bunch of white people coming in. Of course the white people are going to be the bad guys. Like, duh. Arendelle represents America. In my head, I immediately saw that coming. When the father was telling the story and said, and then a fight broke out, immediately my brain said it was somebody from Arendelle, and knowing how the structure of Frozen went, it's going to be somebody that's directly connected to them. So yeah, the grandpa was the bad guy. I didn't gasp like I did with when Hans was the bad guy. I completely expected it. Granted, again, it's a kid's movie, and I am an adult looking at it. Everything makes sense when you're an adult, as Olaf would say.
That song was fire. Another compliment. I'll just sprinkle in some compliments here and there.
I think another thing that really annoyed me was their inability to create new images. Olaf melted again. Elsa froze. We've seen these before and we know how it goes. If they kept Olaf melted, if they kept Elsa frozen, if Arendelle crumbled to the ground, then the situation would have some sort of weight, but it didn't. The only thing that got destroyed was this dam that they already said was bad anyway, so that was a victory. There was no consequences for the heroes. There was no consequences for what the grandpa did. Everyone just... There was no weight. Anna was so mad at Elsa for pushing her away for the entire movie. Meanwhile, Anna is doing the same thing to her boyfriend Kristoff. Granted, she does apologize for it, which, good, they acknowledged it. But Kristoff wasn't annoyed at all. I genuinely think Kristoff deserved better. I think he should have gotten with the other guy that was talking with reindeers. I just did not understand it. It was very much Elsa's all-knowing and Anna was so loving. and they were making this kind of sibling relationship seem normal. And at the end of the day, I mean, Anna was risking everything for Elsa. Everything. Things that she didn't even have to. Kristoff could have been by her side. You know what I mean? It's one thing to jump in front of her and freeze for her. That was really sweet. But Anna just went above and beyond with being selfless for no reason in this movie. She was so far up Elsa's ass for no reason. It was almost creepy. It kind of ruined Anna's individuality for me. Anna's silliness. The most we saw Anna be herself was when she was with Kristoff. When she was with Elsa for the rest of the movie, it was just, please don't push me away. They see how their parents died on a ship, and then Elsa put her in a boat and pushed her away. Also, what was that? Why, after you see your parents' death on a ship, you're gonna put your sister on a boat?
Elsa, what?
Elsa has so much control over her powers now, too. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me. I completely called that Anna was going to be the new queen of Arendelle, because why wouldn't she be? She needs something. She doesn't have powers, so we need to give her something. Also, this did not explain why Elsa got her powers. Her mom saved the dad, which was an act of selflessness, which is why she got her powers. So the mom didn't have powers. Or did she? I don't even know. And if she did have powers, or she grew up with this tribe that did know about the spirits, why on earth would she tell her daughter to conceal, don't feel? If she had this understanding. The way the first movie portrayed the parents, you thought that they were clueless and that's why they were giving this bad advice. But it just made them look worse as parents. If you know about the powers, why are you... Why? It just completely threw out the entire first movie. It didn't acknowledge anything that happened. So the parents were trying to get there to see what actually happened. And there was a freak shipwreck? Or was the water horse protecting them from knowing the truth? Why would the water horse do that? Wasn't the dam for some reason destroying the water? Wouldn't the water horse help them get there? Also, how was the dam destroying the water? That's not what dams do. Was it poisoning the water? I don't understand. I was left with more questions than answers in this movie. Also, Ben brought up a very good point. Wait, Ben, do you want to come in here and talk about the timeline of this movie?
Let's talk about this. This is kind of actually the exact same problem that the very end of Game of Thrones ran into, where like they establish the scale of like the land and then they just completely ignore it to get the plot going. So they establish in the beginning of the movie that it takes probably a couple days. It's kind of ambiguous, but I was assuming it was supposed to be a couple days traveling to get to the Enchanted Forest. Once they get to the Enchanted Forest, Elsa then travels even farther north to get into the ocean area and then to get to the
magic castle where she finds out that she's the fifth element, which also doesn't explain why she can bring things to life. Can all of the spirits do that? Can that little fire gecko thing bring things to life? Anyway, another question. Continue.
But so all of that happens. So I'm assuming, I would say that she is probably about a week's worth of traveling time away from Arendelle. Then the dam breaks and Arendelle is about to be flooded. Somehow Elsa is able to travel from way up north, where she has also like just been freed from being frozen, and she's able to travel. That's the name of the movie.
Oh no, that's good. Now everything makes sense.
But so she's somehow able to just travel that entire distance that took her like about a week originally in like 10 minutes.
Because Elsa's Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because Elsa can do literally no wrong, apparently.
Like, yeah, literally.
I just wanted there to be some gay in this movie, and instead I left with a full breakdown of why this movie didn't make any sense.
More gay, less plot holes, please.
Yeah, that's what we want. Frozen 3, please, more gay, less plot holes. The parents are idiots. The grandpa's obviously evil, but again, he's dead. So, who really cares? Also, oh, I forgot a big thing that I had a problem with. Every time Elsa encountered the spirit of another element, she fought them for a while, and then she kind of went, and then the spirit went, oh, you're a good guy. She didn't really talk to them at all. The one element that I actually liked her interaction with was the fire gecko. Because he's so feisty, he's moving around a lot, he clearly doesn't know the strength of his own power. and she talked with him. They had like a cute little moment. My question is, why didn't the spirits recognize that she was the 5th spirit? Was she just introduced now? Was the mom the 5th spirit? Was it the act of kindness? Wouldn't the forest have sensed that anyway? And if the act of kindness was what gave Elsa the powers, why didn't Anna have powers too? It only went to the first child for some reason. And why would that have been ice/life? What is Elsa's powers? I don't even know what Elsa's powers are. Am I being too nitpicky? Or are these valid questions? If you've seen Frozen 2, which I'm assuming you have, because I don't know, unless you had no intention of watching Frozen 2 and you just watched all of this to see me get worked up, tell me what you thought of the movie. I can't be alone on this, but I understand that people are gonna see the title of this video and just dislike. It's inevitable. I don't really care. I need to get this out there. I need the screenwriters to explain to me why they did what they did. I hope you have a great Monday. Sorry this wasn't a music Monday. It had to be a rant Monday because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings, as you can see. Have a great day. Bye!